So in this module, the learning points would be making a coding manual, making a coding sheet, turning raw data into a class limit, computing for class limit frequency, and for percentage, and writing the data presentation. Now, for the first 2, 4, 5 purposes, we are going to use Microsoft Excel. The last one, we are going to use Microsoft Word. Now, in Microsoft Excel, you are going to determine a specific column and row of data start and end, which you already have done in the previous module. Then you are going to determine the minimum value as well as the maximum value. You also have done that in the previous module. So you're going to put on the particular cell equals, you encode this, and the start of the data and the end of the data in a particular column which has the data for a particular variable, and then the maximum in this manner. Now, to come up with class limit, always put this symbol before the number in range. Example, so let us assume this is for age. Now, to compute for frequency, you are going to type this. Just follow this. Just type this on this particular cell where you want the result to be. You have all the answers applied in all of the cells involved. You are going to do this. Control plus Shift plus Enter key. But if you're going to do Control plus Shift plus Enter key, you are going to have frequency for all of these class limits. This is now the Microsoft Excel file that contains the planned survey of a student in the previous semester. Now we are going to have both coding manual and coding sheet. You are going to make your own coding manual and how you are going to have codes for each. For the word variable, let us have letter V now as a code for variable. So since you have many variables, you're going to have like v sub 1, v sub 1.1, v sub 2. Okay, like you are going to have for the variable age, you are going to have two codes for the actual age and the coded age. And why is that? For the purpose of my classes, I have got both so that you can obtain easily the mean for the actual age. So all of the age will just be there as is. The coded age, it's here that you're going to have codes like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now 1 is for all those below 20 years old. And the code number 2, that is 20 to 39 years old, and so on. V2 is for sex, coded sex, male for 1, male 1, female 2. V3 is for actual income in a month. So again, there is actual income here because this is a numeric variable. So you need a column that retains the actual value for easy computation of the mean, the actual income mean. So V3.1 is coded income for easy computation. So that's the coding manual. Let's go to the coding sheet. Now the coding sheet, so as you can see, the student has already done a computation using Excel for the age and income mean and so on. But anyway, our concern is for this coding sheet is how is it plotted now? Actually, you have done this already. You have coding sheet. It's just a matter of adding the labels. So you have the first column as labeled R. That is for respondent. And these are the actual values. You have this already in your Excel file. These are the values. Okay. So you just add all those labels. Now, let us have this. So data begin Oh, the beginning is 9. It's the row 9. So when you are going to look at this row 1 here, the A1, this is column A, and this is 9. A9. A9 here has respondent 1 number. And then all of those in the row 9 contain the information of respondent number 1. Respondent number 1's age and etc. and so on. Okay. Silat na sa the end is 64. It's here. Row 64. You now have determined the lowest. The lowest, you can actually type this or just what's this lowest max? This is supposed to be highest. Okay, wait. The lowest, this is highest. Highest. And this is lowest. Value. For column A, that is actually age there. So the highest age would be 80. The lowest age would be 8. So you now proceed to make the class limit. Now in Excel, it does not recognize this dash dash thing. So you're going to have the upper limit of the particular class limit. So like for age, we're going to say below 10 years old. So the highest of that would be 9. So you put 9 here. The next category would be 10 to 19 years old. So put 19 here, the upper class limit, and 29. Okay, so we are having here this column for with the class limit and 0. So this is now what I told you about a while ago. You remember to put this sign, symbol, and so on. But you are not going to use this in the Excel computation. It's just there for your uh, purposes of knowing the class limit made. But these are those that you are going to use in the computation, actual computation. Now you label this as frequency, then of course these are now the actual frequency. So how to, let's say we're going to delete this for our purposes. So we're going to demo the computation. Okay, so since we want to compute all of the frequencies of this class limits, so you better have this highlighted and then equals frequency. It's here now. Frequency. Okay, you see, it's first they are going to have the data array and then the bins array. Now the data array, we know that the age is in B equals frequency B, B9 to B64, comma. So you now have A here. That was a mistake. A70 to A73. It's intentional to leave this space blank, although it's included, okay? So Control Shift Enter. Okay, so that's the frequency now for this class limit. So we now have 1 for 0 to 9, there's just 1, and 2 for those of 10 to 19 years old, and 5 for those of 20 to 29 years old, and 48 for those in 30 to 39 years old. Okay, so percentage, what we do here, okay, this is now the total. The total is, you can obtain it, just type equals sum and then C70. We are totaling the frequencies actually, so 56, because all in all there are 56 cases, right? So there are 56 cases. Okay, so as to the percentage, since my percentage here is non-functional as well, so let us just have the manual, something like manual thing. So you just have sum use sum, that's generic. So I'm going to input here the formula for percentage. So sum, I'm going to compute the 4 for this percentage. C70 divide by the total C74, close parenthesis, and then multiply by 100. And that would be enter. It's 1.8% actually. You just repeat the process, but it will be different number now. C71 over C74 times 100. This is now the Microsoft Word. Let us just say that the two families have names Carbonara and Deliciosa. Okay, Carbonara Deliciosa families, a clan survey. And this, I just change it. Okay, so as not to expose the real owner. We put the date here, 2021 now, introduction. So just have your own introduction, make that in paragraphs. You can have it 1 page or 2 pages, and have the methodology, how you're making it. So mention Microsoft Excel here, and carry the results. Next would be after the methodology. So the methodology is on the how you have done it. So you have collected data from your relatives or from your parents only, and then result, and then how you are going to present the data, what you use. So Microsoft Excel is mentioned because it's used in the computation of the data. So results and analysis and interpretation of the data. Okay, write a short introduction, and then plan socio-demographic profile. Okay, relation to the clan frequency, percentage, total of 56, that's 100%, and a little description of that in text. Okay, another table, sex of the clan, male, female, that's it. And another one, age of the clan, this is the age. So below the frequency percentage and below you are going to have here mean, mid-range, okay. Table occupation and the description that is textual, education, number of years in education, monthly income, okay, and so on. Okay, summary and conclusion. Just very briefly, you make a summary and then conclusion and references.